All right, welcome back. So today I finally got my air compressor and stuff like that, my plumbing done in the garage and the shop outside, the mod shop, and I decided I want to put all V-style couplers for the flow. And if you look here, these are the different styles. I chose V-style because 70% more flow. I once told my buddy Devin the best way to get it flowing is to get it pouring. And we want to pour that air right out of that compressor into tools such as my sander here. This thing's pretty sweet, Dynabraid. I just figured out today that it has this throttle control on it. I figured that out after I had the throttle the whole way down and it wasn't turning. So yeah, that happened. Learned today. So starting off, we're just gonna pop this thing out of there. There's some Teflon tape in there. Peel that out. Get out that old garbage. We're free. We're free. All right. I'm gonna have to put one of these on. Get out the Teflon tape. You want to wrap the Teflon tape the direction that you'll be tightening it. So this end will go. This one's kind of tough because it is both ways. This one goes both ways. It's double male. So we're gonna dock it up here. Spinorama. Spin it back down, see if it works. Should be good enough. People don't often realize is that the Teflon tape is not to provide a seal. It is simply a lubrication. So as long as you got some on there, it lubricates the threads so you don't get any binding and everything tightens up nice and smooth. So I'll just keep tightening this until it gets snug. Don't need to get too crazy with it. If it leaks, I can always tighten it up easily, but if you get too crazy with it and it breaks something, there's no tightening it up later. So things like this, I always try to go on the loose end rather than the tight end. I say that as I'm cranking down on it, but I promise I'm not cranking that hard. Just trying to feel it. Should be good enough. One down. I got a bunch of hoses to go. Here's another old garbage. See if we can get this off of here. Oh no. Might need something else to hold it. The trusty adjustable. It's every size, yet none of them. Tragedy. It's not exactly what I was trying to screw out, so let's just screw that one back in and pretend that didn't happen. Start over and try again. Failing, struggling. I like when it makes that noise. Yeah. Should be, you know, Guten tight, German spec. Send it and defend it. That's what I say. Uh-oh. Slippage. Finally, we're winning. Get this old garbage tape off of there. Throw it out there with the garbage. Very fun. Exciting stuff here. I'm I'm excited to have these done though, because I put 3/4 inch maxi line, I think it's called, throughout my garage. And I chose the 3/4 inch over the 1/2 inch because I wanted to have plenty of flow using things like the air sander, the orbital, and the sandblaster, things like that. They use a lot of air, so I wanted to have plenty sufficient flow. And yeah, I'm excited to have these high flow couplers everywhere now too. Should complete the plumbing aspect of things quite well. This one has a weird burr on it. That's what. Hopefully it'll be okay, but there's a weird burr right here. I can feel it. It's what the lube's for, the Teflon tape. Teflon Don. Probably hold this, it's easier. Okay. Uh-oh. Did I miss it? Did I mess it up? Now it doesn't want to fit on there. Marred it. Martied. Alright, that's probably plenty good. Again, like I said, if it's a little loose and it leaks at all, it's no big deal to tighten it up a little smidge. Probably should have used not a 12 point, maybe something else so that it wouldn't have scratched it up, but it is what it is at this point. I'm not too worried about it, as long as it functions. I'm more of a function kind of guy. I don't know what this garbage coupler is, but certainly not the type I do like. So that's got to come off next. So now to get this thing off and replace it with the sweet purple V valve, or fitting, or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't sound great. Nah, it's the wrong size, so hopefully this other side's the right size. I was gonna try to pull that whole thing out of there, but that's actually a bigger size, so it's like 3/8 and next down, I guess. So we'll try this. Try removing this bad boy. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Get rid of this old dirty garbage, just because I don't like it. You could probably get away with just slapping the new one on there and it'd be fine, but you know, an extra 30 seconds to put some freshie on there, I guess it's worth my time. At least hopefully get this stuff off the end that might end up, you know, in one of my tools. As I say that, I'm probably going to wrap this around on the inside and it'll get in my tools anyway, but it's just life. What is that? There it is. That's the one I'm talking about. Okay. Alright, I'll tighten that down. And then this will be one done. I got a few more to do, but you get the idea. I'm gonna change all my tools and sandblaster everything I got to these V-style. Should be nice. Another neat feature I forgot to mention about these is they're kind of like auto-locking. So see how it's open right now? And as you push a tool into it, or a male piece, it clips down, and then when you unlock it, you can just do it with one hand and it stays open. So it's ready for next time. Pretty nice. Uh-oh. I set it off and didn't push it in the whole way that time. I don't even know how I did that. You can't even push it forward if you try. And it doesn't really, it's very hard to get it to close without locking in. Wow. Of course, interesting. But yeah, so that's it. It's pretty neat. Cool feature. Up in my attic of the mod shop here. Got my trusty old compressor, did some mods with it. I bolted it to the floor and I put some, it's like foam, kind of try to cut down on some of the vibrations. I'm not sure how well it worked because I never actually ran it without it. Also put this like intake silencer thing on. When I bought it, it didn't have one for whatever reason. And this is the 3/4 inch maxi line I was talking about. Just a water separator. I have the line going upward to the water separator because you want the least amount of moisture getting into your air line. And then I also have this electronic drain. It's hooked up to the smart outlet. So it opens up and it'll purge every 12 hours or so, or anytime I open it up on my phone. So that's about it for up here. I have this master on and off switch just for safety purposes, and I'll show you the rest downstairs. All right, so if you look around, you'll see I made a big loop throughout my shop here. The idea is that I wanted the air pressure to be consistent regardless of where I'm pulling from or which drop I'm pulling from. So if I'm pulling from this drop and that drop at the same time, they will have equal pressure, as opposed to if I ran them in a single file line straight off the compressor, and let's say this one was at the end of the line and that one was at the beginning of the line, and I pulled from both of them, the one at the end of the line would get much less pressure because the majority of the flow would be flown out the first line. So I wanted to avoid that just in case I have two things going at once in here, so that's why I ran the loop. Also, it's all downward sloping towards each drop, and each drop has a dead leg, as you see here, with a little hose on it so that if there's any water at all, I can purge it out into the sink. That, again, keeps moisture from getting into your tools. That's the goal. Another thing I forgot to mention is I got these hoses from a buddy, so I'm not sure what style they had on them. Judging from the pictures, it looks like they're A style, and if you just look at the flow, I mean, it's pretty significant. You could almost fit the A style one inside of the V style one. So should be a pretty good mod and help get sufficient flow to everything